The hullabaloo has been about this video that has been released that we have been sharing with you. There is the Congresswoman. She is talking on the phone, and there are some people there at the meeting who are taking umbrage at this because at the very time that she's on the phone, there's a constituent who is trying to ask her a question. She says to the constituent something to the effect of, "I hear you," but many in the room are, well, very upset with the fact that the Congresswoman is not responding. It's being... Some have told us here that it has looked rude and disrespectful. Congresswoman Sheila
Jackson-Lee holds a town hall and actually answers her cell phone while a cancer survivor asks her a question.
It cannot happen without encroaching on someone else's civil liberty. And if your conscience allows you to proceed in the direction of doing things simply because you think it's good for America, then...
She's not even listening. But what is it? I'm here. We don't work how you're talking.
Seriously, really? I mean, come on. Dude.
If our conscience allows it, then if Congress's conscience allows them to proceed in the direction of doing things simply because you think it is good for America, then we're on a path to tyranny.
I've got to ask you, how do you explain what you were doing there? What were you thinking, Congresswoman?
Well, you know what, Rick, I am in this series of town hall meetings, maybe going upwards of 9, 10, 11, 12, as people are asking for more opportunities to be in our town.
Tracy Miller asked that question and joins us live. Good evening, Tracy. Tracy, that video looks positively horrible from our end. Was there any innocent explanation by the Congresswoman for what happened? Did she talk to you later about it?
I did talk to her later, but not about her using the phone. What appeared to be happening was her staff or handlers there on the scene were telling her people that she needed to give shout-outs to that were coming into the town hall, like local political leaders and such.
In our town hall meetings, I address those who come as friends and neighbors. They may be in the congressional district, they may not. I've also addressed them as fellow Americans. Town hall meetings are by their very nature informal. And it is always my intent to be receptive and responsive to the constituency. And what we were talking about is...
Did she pick up the phone in the middle of your question? And if yes, do you know who she was talking to?
Yes, she did pick up the phone in the middle of the question. I don't know who she was talking to, but it seemed to be someone in the room because every time she would get on her phone, she would, shortly after that, give a shout out to someone in the room, whether it be a judge or an administrator from Houston Independent School District.
Did she apologize?
No, she didn't apologize.
We talked about her issues.
Well, that's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. Well, that's all. I have to interrupt you because you're moving into a direction. Let's go. Let's go one question at a time.
We were talking about good health care reform.
Why were you talking on the phone? Why were you talking? Congresswoman, you're not being fair. I asked you a very specific question.
Rick, if you let me, I will tell you. I was on to be able to answer questions more directly.
Did you actually get your question asked and answered of the Congresswoman at any time?
No, my question was not directly answered. She just basically, made a remark about me having...
Line by line, what the bill says in a certain section. For those of us who've gone through the bill...
Congresswoman, the question is, why were you on the phone and was it disrespectful?
We haven't memorized the bill.
Congresswoman,
what I would say
you're
to you,
absolutely ignoring my question.
Not at all,
I don't
Rick.
think that's very nice.
Not at
the
all.
question is sort of hard to tell from the video, but were people yelling things out? Were they saying things to the Congresswoman or saying things to you?
They were saying she's not listening to you, and they were wanting her to get off her phone, telling her that she was being rude.
By the way, Rick, I stayed to the end. We answered every question on that particular town hall meeting, including the young mother that you
actually get your question asked and answered of the Congresswoman at any time?
No, my question was not directly answered.
Did you apologize to that lady who you talked to afterward?
What I will say to you is that the lady did not ask for an apology.
Did she apologize?
No, she didn't apologize.
Did she continue to do that after your question? Did she do that to others?
Yes, she did do it to 2 other people that asked questions during the course of the town hall.
I mean, it's one thing, I guess, to do it one time by mistake, apologize, and move on. But
you know, people did make remarks whenever she would get on the phone because they thought that was rude. But she, in turn, told one lady that was sitting behind me, a lady behind me told her that she was being rude, and she turned to her and said, "I am not rude." So.
But why? What is so hard?
We've had a
What is,
wonderful time.
But you know what I'm
talking about these issues.
What I'm having a tough time is understanding why it's so difficult for a gentle lady as yourself, as you use that terminology, to just come on this show today and say, you know, I had a bad moment. I apologize. That was disrespectful. I shouldn't have done that.
Because it was not disrespectful.
I get
this
that,
particular
Congresswoman,
item.
but would you
And
not
I
agree
thank you.
that with this action, which may or may not have been a mistake on your part, you've derailed the conversation and brought heat upon yourself and your cause?
I don't mean to be flip, but it sounds like you need an apology from the Congresswoman, and maybe you're going to have to get yourself a beer summit here in Washington. And I don't mean to be flip, but that was pretty unbelievably rude behavior. Tracy, thank you and good luck.
Thanks.
And Newcastle.